Hi guys. I just need to show you Norman really quick. Norman is here with me today. This is my puppy. He's perfect. Also guys, I'm doing this challenge where you drink a gallon of water every day and it is very difficult. So if you see me chugging water throughout this video, that's why. Hi guys, my name is Dani, Danielle, whatever you want to call me. I'm 19 years old, I'm married to the love of my life, and I make videos about, honestly, a lot of different things. I do anything from DIY videos to sustainability videos to personal hygiene videos. I do a lot, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see all my exciting content, and don't miss my videos every Wednesday and Sunday. All right. I'm so excited about today's video, guys. If you saw my video about menstrual cups, you know I am the queen of talking about things that people don't want to talk about. My dog just sneezed. So that is why I have decided to do a video where I answer questions that you guys are too scared to ask your mother or your father or whoever you would ask questions to. I am going to limit this a little bit. I did get some pretty intense questions that I probably wouldn't want a child to hear. I'm gonna try and make it as appropriate as I can, but I am gonna be talking about some more mature topics in this, so just be aware. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I asked you guys questions on my Instagram. I got so many questions. Oh my goodness. It was really hard to pick which ones, but I'll do my best. Maybe I'll have to do a part 2 of this video because I could not get to all of them. Okay guys, a big question that I got was how to talk to your mom or your parents or whatever about your crushes or like boys or girls or whoever it is. I, growing up, was never a very confident person, so I didn't talk to my mom about a lot of things either. It just wasn't my thing. I would say just like ease into it and like start with little things. I'm sure your mom or your parent or whoever it is wants to hear about it. Like, I'm sure that they like you and want to know about your life. So they'd probably actually really appreciate it if you would talk to them about this. That's kind of what every parent wants, I would assume. If you're not comfortable sharing it, just like start with little things like, oh, I talked to this guy today, or I made a new friend, or whatever it is that you want to ask or talk about or tell them about. Just like start slow. You don't have to like jump right in like, hey mom, I'm in love with someone, whatever. Like, if you're not comfortable, just like ease yourself into it, I guess. Guys, these questions are so intense. I'm gonna try keeping with some light ones and then I'll jump into the more intense ones. Okay, the next question is it okay to be anything other than heterosexual? I thought this was kind of a silly question to answer because it's like 2020. I feel like everyone knows this, but I realized maybe not everyone understands this or feels this way, and a lot of people come from families that aren't very accepting or understanding, so I felt like I should just put it out there. So the answer is just 100% yes. It is okay to be whatever it is that you are. It's okay to explore that and not be straight, so don't feel ashamed of that. But that's a bigger question. That's a bigger topic. Okay, I'm gonna move on to some questions that are very personal. Once again, I'm talking about some more adult subjects here, so if you are a child or if you're a parent listening, I wouldn't suggest your child watches this. It's not super inappropriate, but like it's just not really a topic for little girls to talk about. So I would say if you haven't gotten your period yet, if you're not a teenager, this isn't really for you. This is a good question. Everyone was asking me about shaving your vajiji. Now, I know in my menstrual cup video I was saying vagina all the time, but for some reason now I don't feel like saying it, and I feel like using all those funky nicknames that people use. So guys, everyone was asking me about this. Guys, number one, it is 100% okay to have body hair. It is natural, everyone has it. And if you want to keep it and you are comfortable with it, that is 100% your prerogative, and you need to do that and own it. And if someone, a guy, a girl, whoever it is, doesn't like it, they can go right to hell, because that is just not cool. They don't have a say over what you decide to look like or do with your body. That's just not cool. Now, on the other side of things, if you want to remove it and you don't like it, there's many routes you can go. Many routes. The first most common one is shaving. It's the easiest one. It doesn't cost money. You don't have to go to an appointment. No one has to see your private parts. Shaving is kind of annoying because you shave it and it grows back right after, but it still like stays shorter than like it would be if you just let it grow all the time. So waxing is the option that I know lasts the longest and gives you like the smoothest result. It is very painful in my experience, but it does last a long time. But it's kind of weird because like you have to grow it out in order to wax it. So it's kind of like weird. I don't know, I think that's weird, but whatever. Shaving. Guys, number one is you cannot just use any razor to shave your vagine. You cannot do that because you will cut yourself and you will give yourself bumps, and it is a horrible idea. Do not just take out your single blade or double blade razor that you've been using for weeks that you shave your legs with and touch that area. No, it is a very sensitive area. I'm saying this very seriously. Do not do that. What I have found to be tried and true, the best way to do it is use, number one, a nice razor. I will leave some recommendations for razor brands in the description. Number two, a newer razor blade. Don't use an old blade. And number three is the direction and the strategy that you use. So let's just pretend like this is the front of you. Remember guys, we're getting real personal. This is things you're too embarrassed to ask about. So here I am answering this for you. Side to side, first of all, and with the grain. And that's to kind of get everything as short as you can. And then once you've done side to side and with the grain in no particular order, then you go against the grain. Wait, I think I'm going the wrong direction. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Then you go against the grain. That is the very last thing that you do. So you start from the top, you work your way down, you go as soft as you can with the grain. It's still gonna be a little bit long. Then you go against the grain. And what you wanna do is if you barely push, just kind of press it against your skin and go slow. It's a weird sensation. It kind of hurts a little bit. If you're using a good razor, you won't get cut. If you're using a bad razor, you definitely will get cut. Just go slowly. And going against the grain will give you a very soft shave. But if you go with the grain the whole time, you're just gonna end up with hair, which is fine. Like if you just wanna keep it short, that's totally fine too. You can also get like a trimmer that just like keeps you like groomed or whatever. That's totally an option. But if you're like me and you just want it all gone, then you can just do that. Now the underside is another thing that I would suggest using a mirror. I kind of just go in and just go for it and just kind of feel around until it's like smooth and just whatever. That area still very sensitive. You still want to be very careful. I would suggest not using a lot of shaving cream. Don't use any scented products down there and just be gentle with the underside, but the front is a little bit more simple. I hope that was helpful. That was like the biggest question I got by far. I do not recommend using those hair removal creams because those are not made for sensitive skin. They're not made for that area, and I just don't recommend it at all. Some people get laser hair removal, but that's like for fancy people. I don't know. Okay, continuing on with this theme. Someone said, tips on keeping your cooter fresh and clean. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, I have another announcement for you all. You want to be using as little as you can underneath. Okay? Unscented soaps, gentle soaps. The very cheapest option would be like an unscented Dove bar. That will work. Please, 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 please never clean the inside of your hole. It's a self-cleaning machine. That's why we have discharge. That's why things come out of it. Don't touch the inside. Just worry about the outside. Just like really get in there, if you know what I mean. Not the hole. The rest of it, you definitely want to spend a lot of time cleaning it and get all the crevices and all the nooks and crannies. And also just like wash it every day. If you're not showering every day, you got to start doing that. And if you're not washing it every day, you need to start doing it. And I don't just mean like a quick like, okay, washing my body. I mean like a scrub, an intense scrub with your unscented soap of choice. Just do that, okay? Okay guys, a big question I got is, when should I lose my virginity? When is it okay to have sex for the first time? What do I do about that? And guys, my personal belief is that sex is something that's very serious, and I think that the way that you're gonna get the most out of it emotionally is by waiting as long as you want or can for one person. That's ideal in my opinion. I didn't wait till marriage, but I did wait for my husband, now husband. So I kind of wait till marriage in a way, but not really. With that being said, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like people watching me aren't doing that. So I do want to be educational to people who are, and I think that it is very harmful to just talk about abstinence only because that's your personal choice, and I am not gonna like pretend like that's not a thing because it is. So, when is it the right time? Biggest thing I want to say is that it is not anyone's decision on when it's the right time for you. So whether someone is telling you that you have to wait, like an older person is telling you you're gonna go to hell or something, that's not true. If someone's making you feel like garbage if you already did do it, totally not okay. And on the other side of things, if someone is pressuring you, if a girl or a boy or whoever it is pushing you too fast, you're not ready for that, you do not have to listen. If all your friends are doing it and you don't feel comfortable, you're not ready, you don't have to do it. That is my biggest thing, guys, is that there is no right time or age or set thing that you have to do. Now, and I say that within reason because I strongly believe that younger relationships probably shouldn't be engaging in that, because it tends to make things way too serious when you're at a really young age, and it makes things really complicated, and I don't recommend that. But I will say, it is up to you. It is your body. It is your personal decision. Don't let people pressure you. If a guy or someone is pressuring you, you need to stop seeing them right away. It's totally okay to say like, hey, can we like wait on that? That's 100% fine. It's a really intense, serious moment in a person's life between two individuals, and there needs to be a discussion. Like, it needs to be so clear that both people are ready to do that and understand like the consequences of if they break up or if something doesn't work out or if you get pregnant or whatever. You really need to consider all the different aspects before you go into that with someone. Now, I'm not coming at you with that, the more you stick the tape, then the less sticky it's gonna be and all this stuff. I hate that. I think that's horrible. If you have done that with multiple people, you're not less valuable or less worthy. God doesn't love you any less. You're not like some garbage thing that's been tossed around if you've done that with multiple people. That is just horrible. I'm just trying to say that it is very serious. I just want it to be really good for you. I want it to be intense and serious and emotional and loving. And even if you look back and regret it later, that's okay, guys. We are all just going through life trying to do the best that we can, and there's nothing wrong with you if you make a life decision and then regret it, or if you make life decisions that go against the grain of what people think that you should do, because people have it all wrong. Nobody should be judging you. Nobody should be condemning you for anything, especially if it's coming from a religious background, or for me coming from a Christian background. It is not my place at all to tell you what you can or can't do or what is right or wrong for you to do, because that is up to you to figure out. Especially if you're a Christian, that's between you and God. That's not between me and you. I don't really care to argue it with anyone because I firmly believe that people are free to make their own personal choices, and that's 100% up to them. Okay, and another question, another sex question again, is questions about sex, like if it hurts, how to prepare, etc. Getting married and I feel so unprepared. Kind of going along with my losing your virginity question, when you are having sex with someone for the first time, it is a very confusing and strange and new and uncomfortable, even sometimes painful experience. It is not going to be like the movies where it's just like you do it for the first time and then it's like, oh my God, rainbows and butterflies, this is the best thing ever. It's probably not even gonna feel good in the beginning. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. With that being said, everyone has different bodies and different reactions and connects with people in different ways. If you're doing it with someone who is experienced, then it might be a little different for you. But I'm just saying, like, it's probably going to be scary and confusing and foreign, and that's totally okay, which is why I kind of emphasize that your first time needs to be with someone who is either having their first time as well, or someone who really understands you and is open to communicating with you and trying to make you calm and okay the whole time, because it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Some people do say it hurts. It definitely can for some people, especially if you have problems with tampons. It might be a problem for you. If you are not married or you're not trying to have children, definitely use some form of contraception. Please be safe, be smart, and talk to the person. Be so honest with them the entire time. You don't need to go silent. You don't need to feel like you're this vixen who just knows what to do. Like, that is not at all what it should be about. It's not about expectations. It's not even about physical pleasure. Like, when you're losing your virginity to someone, don't expect it to be this crazy thing, and don't put pressure on yourself. And please do not do it with someone if they're putting pressure on you. I believe the first time is solely emotional. Some people probably have different experiences, but for me, it was just emotional. Nothing really beyond that, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Wow, I've never talked about this publicly or openly, but I really think it's important. wash yourself before, clean yourself, take a shower, ask that person to take a shower. You can even do a little research, guys. It doesn't hurt. It does not hurt at all. It's not weird to like try and figure out what to do. Google it. Like seriously, look it up. If you're confused or if you had your first time and you're like, that was weird, there's plenty of information available on the internet about any question you could possibly have about it. So do your research and I promise you that you can figure it out eventually. Okay guys, this was a very long video. I honestly have never talked about these things before, but I really feel that it's important to talk about these subjects, especially when people shy away from them. There are many different people in the world doing all kinds of things. So if I can help people out and help prevent problems, I'm going to help prevent that. And I'm sorry if people disagree with me, but it's just my own personal beliefs and you guys are all entitled to your own personal beliefs and your own personal life journey. So don't feel like you have to conform to what anyone tells you. If you're religious, pray it out, figure it out for yourself and make your life choices based on that. That's really the big takeaway from this video. If you have more questions about this or you want a part 2, comment because I'm happy to do a part 2. This was very fun to do. If you guys have any more advice on any of these subjects, comment them below because I love to have my comments as like a little discussion section and I really want my followers to be able to talk about these things. So leave a comment if you have more advice and let's help each other out. Goodbye, everyone.